Hi, I'm Mitch Cybers, and this is my assignment 1, little state graph exemplar here. So as you can see, I have my directional controls and my innovative mechanic on. So I'm first going to pop into directional controls just to show you that I have this main script here, and I'm just going to run back and go into the supersize. I'm gonna hit play, and then basically the main mechanics of this game are there are the small blocks, and there is that big block there. So basically the player can run up and can't move this block at all. So if you run over to the smaller ones, you can push them easily, no problem, all around the map and off the ledge. But to get this big block off, you have to use your ability. So you just toggle that, and the player would become much larger. So then you would run over to the red block, and you can finally push this off. And then deselect that, and shrink you back down. Essentially, for my graph here, it just takes the button input, and then based on if the player is selecting that button or not, it can transform the size of the player to 3 times as large, as well as add a large mass to the player. I added the mass feature just because I wanted it to make it difficult for those blocks. So the big block here has a mass of 50, so that is why I set the mass here to 50, just kind of to make it a lot easier to push it off. So if I go back to player control here, I'm going to turn off the directional controls, so toggle start, and go over to the tank controls. Hit play. In my opinion, this is probably one of the harder controls, just on keypad anyways. So see here, the player rotates and can move. I'm gonna go over and push one of these blocks off, and then back it up and move towards the big block here. Again, supersize and move forwards to push that block off. If I open up the controls here, you can see I have these two, and they're moving around while the player is insane. And for my final player movement controls, I'm actually first going to go here and turn off this camera, and then reopen my player controller and turn on my FPS camera. I just find that camera is a little bit easier to use these two functions, whereas the FPS camera is a lot easier, of course, for the FPS controller. So I'm just going to toggle that off and turn on the FPS controller here. Hit play. So this one has the mouse movements, so I'll start with that first here. So can turn around and see the entire world, and then look up, about the 45 there, and 45 down, so you can see the shadow. So here I'm just going to move around. I can still push off those bricks, just a little bit more paranoid of falling over the edge more so. And then I'm going to run back over, and again for the supersize control, completely changes the perspective again. So going to look basically completely down and just shove that over. Now if I open up the FPS controller, go back in here, you can see everything moving around and working. So I'm going to run back over here and push this off just for fun. So that is my little prototype here of using these different controllers. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my assignment 1.